I, 21F, haven't been able to find a job in my field after graduating college as an assistant teacher. Schools simply don't want me and I'm underqualified for working in daycares. Luckily, I live in a region where quite literally knows each other. My grandma put on an ad for me on Facebook and within no time, I became a full-time babysitter. I've done this for 2 years now and I've gotten quite the reputation. And in those 2 years I've come across something that has been the weirdest thing that has happened in my career. I've been babysitting for this family, let's call them the Smiths, for a year now. It's a mom, 29F, dad, 36M, with their 18-month-old daughter. I babysat for them only on evenings and from the beginning they told me that their daughter has trouble staying asleep when they're not home. The weird thing then was that they said it was because she needs our aura, which I just brushed off as them being first-time parents. Ever since day one, the kid would just hysterically cry after I've put her to sleep. When I came to check up on her, she would have sick on herself from crying so much. I would then change her, soothe her, and put her back to bed. Only for the cycle to repeat again. The first months I would only babysit her once a month, until it became bi-weekly the last few months. This situation would never change though, it was always the same. The parents kept their word of the kid just yearning their presence and theirs alone, until the bi-weekly phase. I would look exhausted and they would say, "Are you sure you did everything to prevent this?" Which I told them I did. They then told me they would search for someone else, because they didn't think I was professional enough to handle this situation. And to be honest, they made me doubt my skills as a graduate teaching assistant and full-time babysitter for 2 years. I then came up with a plan, I had to get to the bottom of this. And so I started noticing a pattern. I would put the kid to bed without issues around 18.30 and then around 19.00 each time she would hysterically cry. I found it to be odd to be almost exactly 30 minutes each time, as no kid I'd babysat for ever had this pattern before. One night, instead of going downstairs after putting the kid to bed, I grabbed my iPad to draw and patiently sat in the hallway next to the door. Then after 30 minutes, I heard adult voices coming from her room. Without entering the room I listened and it was her parents talking to her, through the baby monitor. They were telling her how much they missed her and they'd be home soon to cuddle her. I got very pissed, as they told me they never used the baby monitor. I waited until they stopped talking before entering the room to do the routine I did every time. This time I took the child with me downstairs, dimmed all lights and laid her down to sleep in her padded playbox. Which luckily worked as she slept unbothered the entire time. Let me tell you, the parents came home furious as hell. They told me how unprofessional it was for me to let a baby sleep in a dirty, not ventilated, no AC living room. The entire house had the same temperature and it wasn't hot. Here comes the part where I might be the asshole. I lost my cool and asked them what the F was wrong with them trying to distress their sleeping daughter just because they felt like talking to her. I told them they were horrible parents for